So Rohan, you mentioned that over the years you've redefined growth hacking in your mind. Uh, what was it before, and what is it now as per you? If you can go a little bit deeper into that.
Yes. So for me, previously I used to think that growth marketing or growth hacking is about, finding very clever ways to do things
Mm-hmm.
or finding something unconventional or offbeat, right? That still remains.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've added to it is over the years that my understanding is that you may not always come up with something offbeat or unconventional, right? It's a mix of conventional and unconventional strategies
Mm-hmm.
that you do it in a systematic way. And then there is a sign, you apply science behind it. Like, you literally, when we are in school, we are given chemicals to mix.
Yeah.
So think of growth experiments like different chemicals, conventional, non-conventional, and you're mixing and seeing what the end result is. So in school, when we mix chemicals, we don't know what color it would change to, right?
Yeah.
So in startup marketing, we don't know what results it would bring in. So we note it down. And then based on the observation, we come to a conclusion that, okay, we performed X experiments and Y were very successful. And we want to do more of that. Or maybe mixing of two experiments or independently doing them was a disaster and we don't want to do that. It caused an explosion in the lab.
Yeah.
So that's where I've come to that it's more of a science versus just something offbeat.
So, but these experiments also cost money, right? In real world, specifically when now the situation like what's going on in the market, where the market is tough, marketing dollars are hard to come by. Organizations doing experiments with marketing can really cost them from a learning perspective, right? It can be a costly expertise as well as science which they would indulge in. Do you think every company should indulge in these experiments on and off as markets change, as market situations change?
Yeah, so I've been very passionate about this topic. What we have observed over the years, like I've at least been on the internet for 10 years and I've seen marketing has shifted from organic, free to very paid and promotional.
Mm-hmm.
And now it has come down to all the platforms banding together to go against the marketers. Like they don't work in interest of the marketers, they work in interest of themselves and their profits. So you see every platform has decreased their reach.
Yeah.
Every platform has control number of like Twitter has even controlled the number of views you can have, like in terms of how many tweets you can see. Reddit has changed their API policies. You can't even build tools now using APIs unless you're paying a hefty amount if you're doing it at scale. So I've seen over the years, every possible organic channel has been monetized in some way.
Yeah.
We were promoted these platforms as if it is free platform for marketing, for self-expression. Now these are data platforms. These are commercialized, highly commercial platforms where we are just a part of the product or purchasing the product. So now the growth hacking is even difficult than ever. Everything has money to it. Even doing something for free would cost you money because you may want to have, let's say, giving you an example, doing LinkedIn outreach or cold outreach on LinkedIn was very popular.
Yeah.
LinkedIn had no limits. Like you could go crazy with connecting to lakhs of people until 2015-17. Then LinkedIn said that 30,000 connections is the maximum you can have.
Yeah.
Then they said that you can have 1,000 invites. Now you can send only 100 invites per week.
Yeah.
And maybe in the times to come, they would say become a premium and then have the 100 invites.
Yeah.
So you notice what's happening here. They are just decreasing the limits and the scope for organic hacking per se is going away. Now you need to do things like scale things horizontally instead of vertically. Like having one account to do so many actions, you have tens of accounts doing the same number of actions, but you just are adding more components to it. So I think that way the growth marketing has evolved and now has a cost attached to it, but it was far more easier earlier. So yes, every experiment has a cost in terms of time, cost in terms of team, cost in terms of tools.
Yeah.
And that
And production
evaluation
also, right? Production of an
absolutely
ad and all of those aspects.
absolutely those are all like extra side things, right? And then evaluating, okay, which it also comes to cost optimization, right? Like, where do we put in the money to actually get the ROI based on our hypothesis, and then based on the results. Those are like two completely different things, right?
Yep.
So I think the science of growth hacking has become a little more complex than it used to be.
But somebody who's learning marketing today, and I want to switch a little bit, and I come across certain curriculums when you think about people who are doing BMM in India, or they're learning marketing in a professional setup like a management degree. Nobody talks about growth hacking. That's a sad part also. Why do you feel that it's not still becoming mainstream, growth hacking?
So we are taking some initiatives to promote it. The people are involved, the marketers are involved, the industry, the government. I'll talk about it as we move forward. But for the time being, I think the traditional institutes still see marketing as marketing it used to be, and the most subtle ways, right? But when these participants, candidates, or professionals, when they enter the actual space, they realize that whatever we learned was a good starter, but it does not apply directly, and you have to get smarter to really apply it. And I think that is the gap that's missing, and that's why we see so many courses and other things popping up, right? But then again, it's not timeless. Most of the courses are not timeless principles, so we still need the principles from the institutes. It's just that the institutes need to up their game and go well with the current times, and I think that would only happen when people like you and I or others get involved and really start preaching what it looks like to grow a company in this age.
I hope you enjoyed this clip from my podcast series called Masters Decoded. The intention of bringing these clips to you is to allow you to understand some key moments of the conversations I've had with my guest. I would recommend and highly encourage you to listen to the entire podcast, which you can find the link to the podcast in the description below. I look forward to you subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of all the future clips which we keep releasing every week on this channel.